updates on anybody watching any animes that from Anime Watch or anything like that, or Anime Swap or anything like that they liked?
No, I'm still watching the shows that I talked about from the season. I still haven't dropped the two shows I'm still watching. The I forgot the name of it. Like Stop Picking on Me, Nagatoro, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, I had an update actually. So, and I mean, yeah, I guess this could be part of the whole start, but so that genre of anime, like the bully, but she actually loves him senpai stuff. Apparently that's getting like mega popular right now.
Yeah, I can see why.
Like they are making another version of an anime or a manga that is exactly like that one, where like the girl's a bully. Well, not okay. Bully's kind of a harsh word, but she like picks on him and treats him differently, or the person of interest differently than anybody else. So like they're making another manga or anime adaptation of a manga that's just like it, and it's like super popular too. Like a bunch of people are going crazy, and they like make these jokes on Twitter where it's like the four horsemen of that. I guess what is it, Yandere, the Yandere group or whatever. However, they.
I don't even know what's the name of it because it's not Yandere and it's not.
Oh, I meant Sundere. Yeah, I meant Sundere, not Yandere.
It's not Sundere. It's nowhere near Sundere. It's completely different.
But yeah, it's like, but you know what I'm saying, like that kind of, well, not in that category, but yeah, like they're just making like these girls that bully guy animes, and I'm just like, bro, I'm like, why is this a thing?
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
It's weird because like,
mm-hmm.
I don't know because I like Sundares, right? Like that's like I pointed out before, but Sundares are different. Sundares is more like, hey, I don't like you, get away from me. But they actually do like him, and like they grow to like each other. That's kind of like the basis of what a tsundere is, right? This is different. This is like, hey, I'm picking on you, and because I'm picking on you, I somehow end up liking you. It's weird. It's like when like the Nagatoro, the anime that I'm watching right now, like she's straight up picking on this kid, and then and the dude like he's tearing up and shit. And, like it looks like he's about to cry, but he's still like hanging out with her or whatever, right? Like he doesn't tell her to fuck off, right? And like I feel kind of dirty watching it. Like I know it's not a good show. Like it's kind of shitty,
But that's the thing. People actually say it's a good show. That's why I'm mind boggled.
It's how do you explain it? It's like, okay, so it's like this is. I'm just gonna sum with a run of a normal episode of Nagatoro. It's her 80% fucking with him, and then 20% putting in the seeds of like or hints of they like each other. Like that's pretty much most of the episodes are right there. It's just her goofing on him, and then like every once in a while she'll make a face or she'll react to something he said that you'll be like, oh man, do they like each other? Shit like that. Like that's literally the episodes. That's how the episodes are formatted, pretty much. And like that's why I'm saying like I'm enjoying it. I like watching it, but at the same time I'm just kind of like why do I like it so much? Like like I don't. It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah,
and because in real life, I'd have been like, "Yo, leave me alone, bitch! What the fuck?" Like,
Jesus,
dude.
Like, but would you though?
Yes,
Yeah, I could see it.
I would.
I could see
it. Dude, Renee, she made this kid cry. Like she ended up pushing him into the river. Like I'm trying to think of the other shit.
No, I understand, but my thing is, you said so yourself. Like you don't know why you're so drawn to it, but what if the way she is what's making you like watch, like keep watching this show? So what if that's something that you favor? What if that's something you would like to have?
Damn, Rafa wants to get bullied. Confirmed.
I want to get bullied,
by a cute girl.
I want to get bullied, please.
Rafa just needs some love in his life, but like the mean kind of love.
He wants to be thrown into the she threw him into the river.
Yeah, I want to be thrown into the river by a 5 foot short girl. Please, I need that now.
Oh my
I knew
it. You figured me out, Renee. What can I say? 100%. The main reason why I watch it is because of the main girl, the girl that bullies the dude.
See?
There's something about her, like the way they draw her, the way her facial expressions, her attitude, like when she's bullying the dude, I'm like, okay, whatever. This is just normal shit for them. But like when her friends come along and they start trying to pick on him, like she's like, no, get the fuck away from him. Like
I have seen some pictures of some sus stuff going on to the guy.
It's pretty sus. Pretty sus.
Renee,
yeah.
There is a specific scene where the girls are trying to bully him, but in one I forget exactly how this happens. Actually, I don't even know how it happens. I just saw like a picture of it, but like they bully him by making him touch their breast or something like that. Rafa, I could be wrong.
Okay, so one of the running
yes,
gags.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, one of the running gags of the show is that like he's a virgin, right? So they're like, oh, you never touch a boob, you never hang out with a girl, whatever. It's like, so what they're doing is that they're like, hey, come on, touch my tits, and he's not gonna do it because he's not just gonna start grabbing titties, right? Like people don't do that, and they're doing it just to get a reaction out of him, right? And like what the main girl Nagatoros was doing, that she put like bun, I don't, it's not a honey bun, but like those buns you eat like in her like under his shirt. So like if he would grab it, he would just be grabbing the buns, like the honey bun, not her actual boobs. It's stupid. It's just an excuse for him to grab her titty. Like I'm telling you, this show is not good. It's not a good show. But like
this is what we call a guilty pleasure in anime.
It's a guilty pleasure, and I know 100% it is. And like I was just like, whatever. It's just to have them interact with each other, and then for her to kind of like get all like weirded out and nervous because he's actually trying to grab her boob because she pushed him to do it. It's a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm enjoying the show, but like I wouldn't really recommend it unless you're into specific shit like this.
You all caught up with it?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
How funny.
Yeah, it's a very odd anime. But speaking also of like very odd anime, so do you remember when we made the list for what to watch this season, and Rafa mentioned that he wanted to watch a specific anime that had a very interesting title.
Was it very long?
Yes.
Was it a very long title?
Was it the first one?
I said that? Yeah, it was Higehiro. After being rejected, I shaved and took in a high school runaway.
Oh my goodness.
By the way, wait. Don't make it sound like I'm like, yeah, man.
No. Hold on, pause. Don't get upset here because turns out that anime is actually really good. Like, it is not what the title suggests, which is a wild way of getting people to watch this show. I follow like these anime YouTubers, and like a few of them are like, hey yo, like this title is mad wild, and then they kind of go into detail about how it's actually a story about so the guy that shaves his beard, if I remember correctly, it's like he's actually a really good guy, a really stand-up guy, and like he like takes her into his home where she's been running away from home and essentially like sleeping with men to have somewhere to stay because she's a runaway. But when she meets him, he takes her in out of the kind of kindness of his heart, and she like has this transformative experience where she has like starts to value herself and like starts to love herself and starts to like care about herself and things like that.
Oh shit.
So like I did not know what to expect with that anime, but like yeah, like apparently episode 1, it's like there's like a little ecchi scenes where like she tries to come on to him because she thinks like that's all he cares about, and then apparently he like pushes her off and he's like, dude, what the hell, bro, like I'm into older women, like I you are not on my radar whatsoever. And like she's just confused, she's like, I thought all men want this, and then he's like, no, like he's like, I'm into this one woman at work. She's older than me. She's my boss. Like, she's the best. I love her. She has... And then he starts to talk about, like, the size of her breasts. He's like, oh, she's like a double D breast. Like, that's what I want. And this is, like, a little high school girl who, like... Yeah, like, you see in the picture. So he's like... It's actually... The way he was explaining it was, like, super funny. And I was like, damn, like, this sounds like a kind of good anime. Like, something that I was not expecting. But, yeah. Apparently, the name throws people out, like, off like crazy, which is... how all of us reacted when we first heard it. But yeah, apparently it's actually one of the best anime of the season.
Okay. Did not expect that.
Yeah,
Can't judge an anime by its title, I guess, right?
yeah, I was like really really surprised to hear that. I was like, oh wow, and that's like by multiple people, not just the few that I've listened to. But that being said, you guys are listening to anime. You guys are here for anime, and you guys are here for our opinion on anime because trust me, we have some very interesting ones. Welcome everybody. Welcome back to a brand new episode. This is episode 6 of season 2 of the Bento Boxcast. Welcome. The most animeist podcast of all the internet. This is it. This is the one. We're here coming at you on whatever audio platform you may choose. We got you covered on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, or any other platform associated with Anchor.com. But of course, you already know you'll find us here at our mainstay, our home base, our club room, youtube.com. Just find us and look us up on Bento Boxcast and you'll see our iconic logo. Now, if you didn't know, in every single episode, you, the viewer, has a chance to add some topics, suggest some things, and give us talking points for us to discuss. And the only way to do that is by tweeting at us at the Bento Boxcast. Or you can tweet at us at our personal Twitters. Or you can also join our Discord and message us there. The link to everything discussed is going to be down in the description below. And of course, if you're looking to skip to a certain topic or want to talk about or listen to a certain topic, the timestamps will be below, so feel free to click on those there. But yeah, welcome everybody. Hello, how's everybody doing today?
I'm surviving.
That's all we need. But I mean, yeah. I just wanted to bring up Pick a Hero, and then also the fact that Nagatoro out of nowhere is just like booming. I don't know. Like I was just really surprised to see that genre kind of come up and be something, and then obviously Hiki Hero was the big surpriser that I've kind of been wanting to talk to you guys about, but I'm actually glad I remembered to bring it up on the pod and not just off the side. But I mean, yeah, we've done plenty of talking. Rafa, we're almost gonna be late, but thank God we sat down and grabbed our popcorn because it's time, Rafa, to get into the news.
It's time for anime news with your anime news correspondents, Renee, Hector, and me for once.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
That gets me every time. All right, guys. So, not only did we get a movie this year, and not only are we getting a second season,
right,
but we're also getting a Demon Slayer video game.
wow.
I'm actually super stoked about this. Just this past week, it was revealed that Rengoku will be a playable character in the game, which is awesome. The game will be released for PlayStation and Xbox consoles as well as Steam later in this year. There hasn't been an official release date yet. And the game will feature both a story and battle mode. The battle mode will let players play as different characters. So far, they've announced Tanjiro, Nezuko, Zenitsu, Inosuke, Tomioka, Kodaki, Saburo, Makomo, and Shinobu, and then the latest character being Rengoku. So yeah, I have not played a lot of anime games. I think I played like Jump Force one time, and I enjoyed it. I've seen some screenshots from the game so far for the Demon Slayer game, and it actually looks pretty cool, and I'm actually pretty interested in it just because, like, I love the show. We all love the show. So yeah, I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. I don't know if you guys had looked into the game or came across any news about it, or if you've seen any visuals from it, but I mean, I think it looks pretty awesome.
So I haven't seen many visuals, but I will say most anime games look really good. So I am not surprised that this one, which is probably going to be a pretty sought after one, is going to be super pretty. I will say, I don't know about Rafa, how he feels about this, but I have never really been a big fan of anime games, only because I feel like they don't do the animes justice.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan. Like I've heard bad things about like the One Piece anime games. I've heard bad things about Jump Force, and I mean I've played Jump Force, so I know. It's fun because it's like there's a huge variety of characters, and I like that they have some of like the like interesting aspects of certain characters. Like for example, in One Piece, there's a character named Sanji, who refuses to hit women, and instead it like falls madly in love with women, and like in the anime he has like heart eyes that pop out of his head and things like that. So
Nice.
whenever there's an actual woman in the video game, like he's playing against the woman, like he gets like that way. So he can't hit them, he can't attack them, he just is all lovey dovey over them. So you have to swap him out for a different character to fight.
Okay.
So I find
Yeah,
like
that's
that stuff
annoying.
is like really funny. It's really interesting, and it's really awesome. To add something like that to the game. But yeah, I don't know. I've never really been a huge fan of anime games. I don't know about Rafa.
Um, Not really. The thing with most anime games is that they tend to be just fighters.
Mm-hmm.
You pick your one character or your up to three characters, and then you fight the other group. The game that I think about the most is like the Naruto games or like Dragon Ball Z. And looking at screenshots, it looks like it's going to be something like that, similar to that. So I'm not really that hyped. I mean, it'd be cool to see, maybe get kind of a glimpse of what the other Demon Slayers do, things like that, or being able to play as Tanjiro or whatever. Like that'll be fun to do, but like I'm not super hyped about it. Um, yeah, Jump Force was a piece of shit, and it's just I kind of feel like once you played one fighter, you kind of played them all. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of hyped with when the My Hero game came out. But then looking at the gameplay, it was just like another anime fighting game. It-
Did you actually play it, or you just saw like
no,
videos on it?
I only
Okay.
saw gameplay of it. But it looks just the same like all the other ones. You have your combo moves, you have your super moves, and you call in your an assist of your other teammate. You swap out characters, whatever. It's not that I just feel like it's kind of a generic formula that they tend to have
Mm-hmm.
with these anime games. The only anime game that I can think about that was like really different or that was really out there was Dragon Ball Fighters. I think that was called. Those
Was it
is
Oh yeah, the new one.
the
Fighter Z, or is it Fighter Z?
Yeah,
fighters is
Fighter
like
Z. Yeah.
fighters. Yeah, which it was like it was flat. It was a 2D. It was 2D flat. It
That
was a
looked really
straight up an
cool.
actual fighting game like with combos and everything like that.
Yeah.
It didn't feel as wonky as like the 3D ones that move around. And also the other one that came out where it was uh the Goku one that was like an RPG. Do you guys remember that one? It
Oh
was like
yeah,
a
Kakarot.
yeah, that one. Like other than that, like if if there's a game that gets announced as an anime, it's most likely going to be like that, like a fighter, like a 3D fighter.
Now I'm actually glad you brought that up because it kind of got my gears going, and I had to look it up. But if it's like games based off of animes, then yeah, then I'm not a big fan of them. But if you're talking about games that are in the anime genre, Doki Doki Literature Club is one of the absolute best anime video games of all time.
Yeah, that game is legendary and like memes and
So,
stuff like that. It's super
uh,
memes.
so Renee, Doki Doki Literature Club is a game where it's kind of like one of those dating sims, um,
Mhm.
or at least it appears to be a dating sim. I don't want to ruin for anybody who. Well, I mean, okay. Spoiler warning
Sure.
on Doki Doki Literature Club. Um, I will quite literally spoil the entire game right now, so skip
Go
ahead.
for it.
Skip
Shoot.
ahead if you want to. It is a legendary game. I highly recommend playing
It
it.
is.
However, if you are easily disturbed or uh, are prone to negative thoughts, do not play this game. You have been warned, and now I'm about to continue. Uh, so in the game, there's a specific character called Monica. So they're all like not AI characters, but they're all characters in the game, and it's an interactive world where like whatever you do affects the story. And like let's say you favor one girl over the other three because there's four in total. The character Monica, who is like she's playing in the background. Like all the data that you put into the game, she collects it, and at first you don't know, and she manipulates the game where she kills off the girls that you're interested in, and then it resets the game as if like nothing happened, but that girl doesn't exist anymore. And so, for example, and this is where it's gonna get pretty dark. One of the girls, I don't know if I want to talk about the purple haired girl or the first girl, your like neighbor, because I feel like both of them will set red flags. But essentially, one of the girls stabs herself in the chest to death.
Nice.
Because of her love for you.
Okay.
And you sit there for like 3 minutes on the screen just watching her body rot. Not rot, but like you see, like she's smiling and you see full color, and then afterwards it gets to like a darker shade, and she like her skin starts to turn pale, and then the last scene is like her completely pale. The blood on the ground is like black. It's like really fucked up. And then at the end of the whole game, the girl that I mentioned, Monica, she like deletes the entire game. She deletes everybody in the game, and then she just puts you and her inside the classroom with like space in the background and out of the windows, and she literally says your name. She's like, I remember when I was playing it, I freaked the fuck out. She's like, all right, Hector, it's just us now. I was like, what the fuck, dude? I was tripping balls. And I was like, in my, well, yeah, at the time my room was in the basement and it was completely pitch black and I was playing this and I freaked out. I was like, I hate scary shit, and that got me so hard. Like I was just like creeped out. I was like, I can't keep playing this shit. She knows my fucking name. And then at the end, she's like, if you want this to disappear and you want me to disappear, you have to go into the files of the game, delete me out of the game, and then restart the game. So it's like one of those games where you have to go into like the actual files of the game and you have to click certain people's characters, like folders and things like that. And it's wild. It's super sick. It is a fantastic game. It will forever be one of the games that I remember in my head. Like it was such a great anime game. After I got over the fear and terror in my heart.
Yeah, that game is legendary. You just see memes about it everywhere. Well, when it was like at its peak.
Yeah, and then also Genshin Impact. That's
Genshin Impact. Yeah, it's cool.
That's also yeah. But besides that, yeah, I think we definitely got more into this than I was expecting. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, I know you guys aren't super stoked about it, but I'm excited for the Demon Slayer game. I mean, I haven't played a lot of fighter games, and that's why I don't know. Like you guys have more knowledge on it, and you guys actually played different games. I'm not a big gamer. Like I was actually contemplating on buying like the Naruto games for my Switch. Like I think they had like a whole collection out. Because I don't know, I looked at the gameplay, I looked at all the screenshots, and it looks really cool. Like I don't know, like I was interested in it. So just being into Demon Slayer and like just seeing how cool the characters look, like I don't know, I just got excited for it. It might not be great, but like I think it's definitely a game that I might try to play. I'm gonna give it a chance, you know.
I mean, to be honest, I actually really like the Naruto games. I mean, they're fighting games. There's kind of a story to them too, which is like you play through the Naruto.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like literally the story. Like you can play as Sasuke. You play as like Naruto during certain aspects. You play as Tsunade during like one specific fight that I absolutely loved and remember playing is you fight Madara as 3 of the 4 Kage. Because it's they have like a tag system, so it's like your main character, and then like let's say you're playing Tsunade, and then you have Gaara as an assist, and then you also have the Raikage as an assist, and then you can also swap them out, and then you'll have Tsunade as an assist, things like that. So it's actually the story mode is pretty cool. There's also like they kind of expand on it a little bit. Do you remember the scene where the new the new triple threat, or I forgot what that was called, when it's like Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, and they summon the frog, the toad, the snake, I'm forgetting the name of it, but it's like the new whatever, right? The new triple threat, whatever. So they expand on that scene in the video games where like you're actually jumping around on the frog as Naruto. Like on 10 tails is like tails that are like coming at you, and then you're also on like you I think you also play as a snake and kind of like snake around and things like that. It's really really cool. They expand on some of
Yeah,
the
that sounds
scenes.
cool.
The story mode is great, and also like the fighting is cool because like you can make combos of people that normally wouldn't be fighting with each other. And then there's also like little special scenes where it's like young Kakashi, young Obito, and then young Rin, and they have like their own little special combo. If
Aw.
they like if you use their super together, so it's some of the stuff is really cool. I actually really love the Naruto games. When I like grew up and playing them, and then I actually really like. Well, I like watching. I'm not very good at playing, but I like watching the Dragon Ball Fighter Z game. Like it's so sick to watch.
Yeah, those sound cool.
All right, Rafiki, what you got for us, Raffles?
All right, so with a heavy heart, I present to you guys this next article coming from Anime News Network. This was posted a few days ago, actually, about 5 days ago. It says here Crunchyroll to remove Durara, Silver Spoon, Samurai Flamenco, Wagnaria, and more anime. So it says here that there's a bunch of anime that Crunchyroll is gonna pretty much lose the licensing. Pretty much, I mean that's what I'm taking from this. On May 28th, so in a week from, I mean about a week from now, so next Friday, May 28th. I'm gonna read the list to you guys so you guys know which animes I'm talking about. But all these animes are going to be pulled from Crunchyroll, and it's super sad because I love a lot of these animes.
Do you know why
Um,
they're being pulled?
I don't
Oh, okay.
know. It doesn't say on here. That's the one thing I was looking into, like why are they
Mm-hmm.
being pulled? It could be that they may most likely Crunchyroll just ran out, their licensing deal is running out with them.
Right.
So they're just like, hey man, these are the ones that are running out. These are the ones that are gonna be leaving. Or it could be that that maybe they're doing this thing because as you guys know, or may not know, um Funimation is owned by Sony, and Sony bought Crunchyroll, right? Like if that's correct, right, Hector? I think I'm
Yeah,
following the
yeah.
line correctly.
But I think that fell through. I could be wrong, but I think that fell through.
Did it? I'm pretty sure that deal went through. Man. I don't know, but either way, under the list here it says Funimation is streaming Durara X2, which is the second season. Classroom Crisis, some of the other anime, which I'm going to read the names right now. So, most likely, they just says here, like, hey, Crunchyroll is losing some of these shows, but Funimation still has, the rights to stream them. I'm assuming that's what this means here. There's not, there's really no other information on here. So, if there's any shows on here that you guys are interested in or want to watch, and you don't want to risk it by maybe waiting to see if it's on Funimation or any other streaming service, I would say hop on it right now. You have about a week to watch these shows. We're starting off the list. We have Classroom Crisis. Not sure that I was super into myself, but I know a few people have watched this.
It's good.
Daybreak, yeah, see, like Hector, Daybreak Illusion. That's another show. Uh, man, this is such a good show here, and I'm so sad they're pulling it. Durarara, first season and the second season, all of it, the whole show is getting pulled. Other than the side stories, well, I don't know if those are on Crunchyroll anyways, but the main seasons of Durarara is being pulled from Crunchyroll. That's such a really awesome show. It's like an ensemble piece type of anime. There's a lot of stuff going on, mystery, like there's like supernatural elements involved, but like it deals like with like groups of people, betrayal. It's a really awesome anime with different branching storylines that they all intertwine and connect to each other with multiple people. There's a lot going on in this specific anime. It's really good. um High School Fleet, I heard people talk about this anime, but I myself was never into it. I've Always Liked You, which is I think it's a movie
Yeah.
that's getting pulled. Occult Academy, I saw a few episodes that I wasn't really into. This next one hit me super hard when I read this. ROD the TV. Read or Die is one of the first animes I've ever watched. It's literally one of the first ones, like top five. Now I want to say like top five, but like the first five I've ever seen. Once I knew what anime was Read or Die. was one of the first things I ever saw. So seeing that's getting pulled hurts my heart because I love Read or Die. It's one of my favorite anime ever. I never talk about it because it's such an old school anime, but I love Read or Die. Literally, I'm super sad that that's getting pulled. Silver Spoon is another one. This is the one I was telling you about, Hector, about the high school kid who's learning how to he's going to like a farmer high school.
Yeah, I think I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Silver Spoon. Samurai Flamenco, that was alright, not a big deal. That one. This next one, the moment you fall in love is Hector. I know you were talking about this. It's
Yeah, so actually, I've always liked you, and the moment you fall in love are it's like movie 1 and movie 2. Like this is all in the same universe, and I'm dummy sad that both of these are going away because I absolutely love these anime movies.
yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. They're connected, and then they're also connected to Our Love has always been 10 centimeters apart, which is like an actual show itself. So it looks like the prequels to that anime are being pulled here, which sucks. Um, Vivid Dread Operation. It's all right. It's kind of like a Power Rangers like girl Power Rangers type thing. Not that big of a deal. It's all right.
Wow.
It's not that good. It's not that great of a show. World Conquest Zvezda Plot. Never heard of it. And the last one, oh my god, why are they pulling this show? It's called Wagnaria, or in English translation, Working. I love this show. I'm so fucking sad they're pulling this show. It's a slice of life comedy, where instead of following, high school kids in high school, you're following a staff at work. It's a lot of fun. It's a great anime. The characters are wacky. They all have their own personality, and on top of that, I could see some people say like, oh, I don't want to watch an anime where I just see a bunch of high school kids hanging out. In this anime, they're they're not just a bunch of kids. There's adults in there too. There's people who are working full time at the restaurant. There's adults involved too. So it's like you get a different variety of characters, and it's not just a bunch of high school kids goofing around. This is a really good show. There's 3 seasons of it. I'm super sad that this is getting pulled, and I'm also super sad that it's not being said here that it's going to be on Funimation. So this show here might not be available to stream after May 28th, unless somebody else picks up the streaming license from Crunchyroll. And if that's the case, I'm gonna be really, really sad because it's a really, really good show. It's really underrated. It's man, it's like top 10 of like slice of life comedies. Like it's such a good show. It like you really like the characters. The characters have story arcs. There's an actual story playing along. There's like there's like romance involved with some of the characters. There's actual character development. It's such a good fucking show. I cannot recommend this show enough. And then, funny enough, there's a sequel to not sequel. There's a spin-off to this show, where it's just a different location with different characters. So it's a different branch of like of the restaurant, which is such a funny, cool
That's
idea.
pretty cool.
Yeah. So if you're out there looking for a slice of life comedy that's not set in high school, it actually has a different spin on it. I would recommend this, and I would recommend watching it before it's gone because it's going to be gone within the week. Out of all of them, this is the one that other than Read or Die, this is the one that hurts me the most to see that's going to go. And I'm most likely going to marathon the show before next Friday.
True.
'Cause I don't.
If like it being such a big fan of the show, can you like buy the like DVD set or whatever? Like, is it not
I
available for
could,
purchase? I'm
I
just saying, like,
could buy it, but
like it's not gone forever. Like, I mean, yeah,
no,
it's
it's
things
gone
that you
forever.
can't stream, but
I
It's gone
mean, you could
forever.
find it on the Seven Seas. Let's be honest.
I mean, yeah, I could just look it up on the Seven Seas, but it's not the same. It's not the same. And I mean, and also, I mean, who has DVDs and Blu-rays nowadays?
I do.
True.
I mean, I'm like one of those people where like if I really, 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 really like a show, like I'm gonna buy it. Like I'm gonna buy the collection. Like I have Cowboy on Blu-ray. Trying to think about I have a lot of shows on Bluray
I
just
used
because
to I used to do that, but man, they're expensive. Those box sets are expensive, and I was just like, man, I don't know if I want to do this because I have
I
so many
know.
shows that I love.
Yeah, dropping like $70 to $100 on a box set. Yeah.
I think. Well, I bought Avatar: The Last Airbender, like the
All right,
show,
but
and
that's worth it.
it was like $40.
All
It
right,
wasn't that
that's
bad.
not too bad. I'm just wondering at one point when will people stop making Blu-rays and DVDs?
Oh,
Oh
they don't
yeah,
make DVDs anymore. Anytime you get a DVD, it's packaged with the Blu-ray.
yeah.
True,
I'm just
forgot
so
about that.
accustomed to saying DVD, but I mainly
Right.
have Blu-rays. Yeah.
I will say before we move on to the next article, Renee, I know you liked Horimiya, so I've always
Yes.
liked you. The anime correspondent to that, which is like we've always our love has always been 10 centimeters apart, and the moment you fall in
Mhm.
love, I highly recommend you watch that. It is not on Horimiya's level, but it is damn close.
Oh.
Um, I would highly recommend you
Okay.
watch these movies before they go away, or I could just send you a link for the Seven Seas. But uh, yeah, I highly recommend watching I've Always Liked You. Start off with I've Always Liked You
I
for
always liked you.
sure.
Okay.
But
Okay.
if anything, I'll
All
remind
right.
you again
I'll write
later.
it
But
down.
yeah, like that.
That one's good.
It's good. Like it's good. It's good. Good stuff. Good stuff. But speaking of good stuff, our next article that we have here is brought to us by comicbook/anime, comicbook.com/anime. And they say, or rather said on May 16th, that Dragon Ball Super's new movie should make Janemba canon. That is right, guys. You heard me correctly. Janemba is potentially going to be canon with the upcoming movie that will be coming out. After the huge success of the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, they have seen the light and are now going to be making a ton of anime movies surrounding beloved characters. Now, Broly was a big character and was made canonical in a pretty decent way. Most people were happy with it. But they will be releasing a new Dragon Ball Super movie in 2022, and they have confirmed that the production began on it before the release of Dragon Ball Super Broly, so this has been in the works for quite a minute, and a lot of people are speculating and guessing that Janemba, Jesus man, could potentially be coming back, or it could just be a brand new foe that we've never seen before. But you already know that Goku and Vegeta are going to be in it, and they're going to be doing some badassery. So, if Janemba is in fact going to be coming back, that is like I said, it's just a huge fan favorite, and he recently was in the Dragon Ball Fighterz Z video game where they recently just brought him into the game. So he got a ton of love out of that. So if he comes into a whole new movie and he gets better backstory, kind of more in depth on who he is as a character and things like that, and we get to see more action from him, like hell yeah, man, bring me that movie, give it to me. I will go and watch it because I want to go watch Broly in theaters, and that was such a move. My brother, who isn't a huge anime fan, went to go watch with me and my sister, and he said he absolutely loved it. Granted, it was a lot of action, so it's kind of hard not to like it. But it's still Dragon Ball, and he also watched Dragon Ball when we were younger, so it's definitely a good experience, and it's super dope, super great character to bring about into the world of Dragon Ball. And speaking of other worlds, we have a confirmation that time I got reincarnated as a slime season 2 is coming back July 6th. And I am beyond happy. It is one of my all-time favorite animes in the isekai genre, and the fact that I've been reading the manga. Oh boy, is this gonna be a good season! I am so excited for this season alone, especially after the huge cliffhanger that we got left with in season 2, part 1. Bruh, kind of a side note, but I'm actually really surprised that a lot of animes are doing like season 2, part 2s and part 1s and things like that. But don't get me wrong, I'm super happy about it. I know we recently just finished this in spring, no, in winter. Then we got a whole break during spring, and now we're coming back at it with a summer release. Oh boy, am I pumped for this show. Um, yeah, I mean that is one of the best. Even Rafa said this was a more interesting, well, on the side of he actually kind of likes this isekai. I don't think you actually watched it, or no, you might have, but
I watched some of it. I didn't finish it. I don't remember where I ended up dropping it, but it was different. It did catch my interest. But actually, something I'm going to bring up. I had a few people tell me that um what's it called? What was the show? The slime, whatever reincarnated as a slime anime. That it's kind of in the same vein as in Sword Art Online, where the main character is too overpowered. Is that true?
Yeah, but they don't do. He definitely is 100% overpowered. Like 100%, he is OP. A lot of his abilities and the way he mixes it, and then the abilities that he gains later on just make him even more OP. But the thing is, like, um, he's too confident in his abilities and doesn't think of the repercussions and some stuff that'll happen. So like negative things happen to him way more than it happened to Kirito and Sao. So like it's kind of a balance. Like he's really OP, but bad stuff still happens and he gets caught off guard or he gets caught lacking or like something happens to his village of monsters that he wasn't expecting or things like that. So like he kind of gets put into perspective sometimes and he's just like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't be this cocky. And then I mean, unfortunately, he ends up winning anyways because he goes back for revenge and wins, and then he's back to being cocky, and then something bad happens. It's interesting, but it's definitely better than Sao. So definitely.
Okay, that was my only question.
Yeah, and then last two guys. I know this is actually a pretty girthy news segment, but I wouldn't say an avid fan, but I actually really enjoy this this series, this very interesting series. I don't even know if it's a good like anime or a bad anime or how people feel about it, but I mean they're still making a ton of these movies, so clearly people have love for it. Fate Grand Order Final Singularity Grand Temple of Time Solomon anime films full trailer was released and it'll be opening July 30th. So for those of you who are Fate Grand Order Fate fans, you got a movie coming at you July 30th for the premiere, and it is the 6th anniversary of the original game. So,
no, Fate has a huge fan base. People love Fate.
I know, but like I feel like it kind of gets into that guilty pleasure area where like they know it's not the best story wise. The fight scenes in Fate are sick. They are so good. If you're looking for like good action scenes, Fate has some solid action scenes. The story, on the other hand, it's kind of lacking, but the action.
I've never heard of this. Is it? What's it about, roughly?
Oh man, isn't that the question? It's impossible to explain Fate.
Okay, that's fine.
It's impossible, but so essentially, the way I'm gonna explain it, and for those of you that are Fate fans, I'm sorry if I'm gonna butcher this, but this is how I understood it. So essentially, there are these servants. No, that's the other way around. There's these masters who are kind of placed into this death match, kind of like a, not Game of Thrones. What is that? The Mockingbird, Hunger Games.
Hunger
Games.
So they're kind of put into this Hunger Games type thing where they have to fight for the Holy Grail, and the last one standing gets the Holy Grail and can make a like grandiose wish that can alter time, space, and everything. And the way they fight is not only are they mages or they are skilled at fighting with like weapons and things like that, but they also get a servant, and that servant is like a mythical so it's like a mythical, a historical, or a religious figure that becomes their like. So remember how I don't know if you guys saw that part, but like JoJo has like a stand-in or like a side character, the stands, basically like somebody who fights for them,
like a persona, like in Persona.
Yeah, like I don't know if you know what Persona is, Renee, but it's like basically like a man, how would I explain this? They have somebody that fights for them, all right? Like they could be like somebody like Hercules or like King Arthur or Merlin or at one point there was a future version of one of the masters, which is super. I thought that was that. I don't think a lot of people like that season, but I like that season. There's like a future version of one of the masters, or there's like this one where it's like a biological test tube servant that they created, and it's like different like I said, historical, mythical, religious figures that become like your servants to fight for you, and they have like different classes where it's like one of them might use a spear, so they're called like the Lancer. There's a berserker who like is just Hercules would be considered a berserker, and he just fights, and he's like they have like different abilities like casters, Medusas in it, things like that. It's like really cool, and they just fight, and they have to fight to the death for these things, and last one standing gets the Holy Grail. But there's like a bigger overarching story to it, which is where I'm lost. I just know that there's a death match, So that's the only part that I like about it. But
Yeah,
it
the
is.
thing is,
Go
the thing
ahead.
is with Fate is that there is like the main story, and there's like 20 side stories, and there's like retellings, and like there's so much in this like series that it's literally impossible to know what's happening because like it branches off in 20 different ways, and like if you like, I don't even know, like I barely know anything of the show, but I know of the show, and I don't even know where to start. Like, how do you know where to start? I don't even know where to go from there. Like, you pretty much, Renee, right now with what Hector told you is as much as what I know. Like, we're all on the
Okay.
same page. Like, it's fucking confusing unless you were on like on the ground floor of what Fate is, or you had someone like walk you through it and like really like kind of like lead you through the just what to watch and how to watch or whatever. Yeah, it's I'm telling you, it's impossible. I gave up. I was like, I'm not trying to watch this shit. This shit's confusing.
Yeah, not
I
only
don't know.
that, like the movies that came out later and the shows that came out later, some of them take place before the previous anime that you've watched. So it's like there's like a weird order to the movies and anime
Mm,
and things like that. So it's like you have to literally look up a guide of how to watch the
right.
Fate Grand Order or Fate movies. And like I don't know, there's some and they're all over the place, dude. It's not like they're all on Crunchyroll, they're all on Funimation. Some of them are on Netflix, some of them are on Funimation, some of them are on Hulu, and some of them are on
Mm.
Crunchyroll.
And then some of them are like side stories, and some of them are from like alternative universes. It's like it's just like okay, whatever, dude. Like
But
it's
they're
just
making bank, so that's why they keep
and
making them.
it's a beloved series, but you know it's if you're on the outside, there's no way getting in unless someone brings you in, pretty much.
But the action scenes though, Renee, they're sick. You'd like them. Just Godspeed on figuring out where to go. Um, but speaking of beloved anime, one that surprised everybody, for those that didn't know about it, and for those that did, they knew it was going to be great. Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation anime has sadly been delayed from its return in July to all the way to October, so we're not going to get it until it's going to be the fall season. We were originally going to get it in the summer season, and I'm very upset because I absolutely love this show. This is another show where I got so in love with it that I decided to skip ahead and read the anime or the manga. And wow, is this hot fire! This new season should be a absolute banger, and I'm super excited for it. So I mean, for whatever reason that they pushed it back, it is what it is. To read a little bit more about it, the official website for the television anime of Refugin na Maganote's Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation light novel series revealed on Wednesday that the anime's sequel will premiere in October after delay from a planned July premiere due to various circumstances. So pretty vague reason, but nonetheless, as long as everything comes out good and it's fine and it continues and picks up where the first season left off at, I am a-okay, baby. As long as we get it this year, or soon, as in if they got to push it back to spring, it is what it is. But just give it to me soon because man, is this anime good. Highly recommend. There are some adult topics and scenes in that show, so viewer beware. Um, but very good. Like it. And very sad it got delayed, but I don't care. Give it to me. Uh, but yeah, that is it for our news segment. Rafa, tune us out.
Thank you, Hector, Renee, and me for the news.
I agree, Renee. That gets me every time.
I love it. Every single time. You do a good job, Rafa.
Thank you, thank you.
And speaking of a good job, you didn't do one this week, Rafa, because you had hyped up the outcome of My Hero Academia episode 96.
I was right.
Damn.
Excuse me?
I called
Damn.
it.
You called a win for Team A.
Oof.
Oh, that. Okay.
You said it was a easy clap, GG, no kizzy, no cap, win for Team A. But that didn't happen.
No, that's not. Okay, yeah, I was wrong about that, but that's not what I meant. That I was right.
I mean, hey, if one of you two wants to break down the episode for us, by all means, go for it, baby boy.
Sure. So, as pretty much as we stated, the following or the past weeks, It's going through that formula where it's one episode sets up the match, the next episode kind of shows us off what happens and what's going on between the two like people fighting or whatever, the two teams. So I'm trying to remember how it went. um I'm starting to forget myself how this episode went.
Ilya had a big moment, or Ida.
Right, Ida. So Ida was pretty much for me. Ida was pretty much the main. Like he was the one that had like the biggest part. Like yes, Icy Hot was out there doing this thing, but Ida was like he was like the Flash. Like he was running around
Mhm.
everywhere, like helping everybody out. Like he picked up the guy who spins and he's like, "Hey, bro, I'm just gonna drop you off in jail." Like there was no fight. He just threw him in the jail, and that's pretty much it. Um, so pretty much Ito was using his like what's it called, Vesperto
Reciprocal
burst, or
burst.
yeah. So and it looks like he's on a time. For, he's still like on a like in a certain amount of time he can use it, but it looks like it's a longer time and he's a lot faster than before because of that one technique that it was passed down in his family. But it was really cool to see him to really show off and show how fast he is and how much he can do. Because I mean, he's literally the reason why they were kind of able to do anything. Just just the parts that he was able to get in there and show off. The animation was beautiful too. Like when he was running around and like the opening scene when he was running, it looked so amazing.
They spent good money on this episode. They
It
said this one's
was
gonna be a
so
banger.
good. You guys, oh my god, it looks so beautiful. The animation of him running and like it reminded me of the tournament scene where with Todoroki and
And
Deku.
Deku,
Mhm.
yeah.
It had like that level of animation. It was so beautiful to see that play out. Like this is like, bro, My Hero is just one of the fucking best anime ever. Just to see that a scene like that play out, like, oh man, it's so good. So yeah, so class president, I forget his name. He's able to escape Mudman, and he's able to take down the guy who spins. Right. So then Mudman's like, all right, bro, I can tell that I'm not gonna win this fight here, so I'm out of here. So he leaves. Right. So then it cuts to Tetsu, that's his name, right?
Mm-hmm. That's the one.
So Tetsu, the guy who turns into metal, he's fighting Todoroki, and Todoroki's like he has like the fire going or whatever, and Tetsu's like, hey bro, bro, I can handle heat, like I'm a G, look at me go, and they start fighting or whatever. I was actually kind of expecting a little bit more out of Tetsu, honestly, because like you know how like when you put like heat on metal, metal expands. So I thought maybe he was gonna get bigger, or like he was gonna get
Oh.
like something crazier was gonna happen to him. He was just like, no, like I can just handle heat. Like, oh, I felt like there was a wasted opportunity there. Like something cool, something better could have happened. I don't know, like maybe he gained more
Yeah.
armor or something. Because
So I
that's what
mean,
happened.
he handled a lot of heat.
No, he
For
did.
them.
He
Yeah.
did. Like he handled a lot of heat, but like I feel that was more just him and his willpower than anything.
True.
Because like I said, like if you put heat towards metal, metal expands. So I don't know, maybe he could have, I don't know, maybe gained more muscles or like more armor on him. Who knows? Whatever,
Mhm.
right? So pretty much of that whole scene there of Tetsu handling all that heat was to kind of just really show off Todoroki in his past with his dad, with that special power that
Mhm.
his dad wants him to do, whatever, and kind of showing his like their history or whatever. Um I don't How did that fight end? I know I think Tetsu just kept going, right? Like Tetsu couldn't, like he was just like on him the whole time, right? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
pretty much like Todoroki tried using. Well, he ended up using his fire side, and
Right.
just kind of trying to replicate a move that Endeavor was trying to teach him. And he just kept getting hotter and hotter, and actually ended up getting like recoil, just burning himself and hurting himself doing it.
Mhm.
But Tetsu was trying to keep up with them, and he said, I trained inside a furnace. Like I'm ready for
Right,
high
right.
temperatures and high heat. So like this is nothing to me. So once that kind of got to a certain limit, Tetsu was, he had reached his limit essentially, and so did Todoroki. So they kind of just like it was an equal kind of battle stalemate. And from there, kind of what ended up happening was Ida kind of came into the rescue as kind of a clutch factor, and
Oh, you're right. Mudman shows up
Yes.
Icy Hot was gonna do that.
He
He
was gonna
almost had
keep
like
going.
a Rasengan or almost of like fire. Like he had like a ball of fire he was gonna throw out. And then and Tetsu he wasn't in his iron form anymore. Like he was pretty much almost done. And then Mudman came and like
Hmm.
melted the ground. So Icy Hot fell into the ground. And then like Mudman made everything into like soft or whatever. And like I think Icy got hit in the head or something like that. Like he got
Yeah.
knocked out.
I think like a pipe fell, or like, yeah, when Mudman, yeah, made everything or softened everything. One of the buildings or the pipes fell and like hit Shoto on the head.
Yeah, right. And that's when Ida Kun comes out
Yeah,
and
and
like
saved
saves him.
him.
Just how fast he was going. Like he's able to like get him out of there. Um, and then like the most boring part, the most boring fight between the horn girl and the other guy, whatever that I forgot the name. I forgot their names.
I
Pony and
think her name's
whatever.
Pony.
I don't remember that
Um,
guy's
Pony.
name. The the hand guy, the limbs guy. I never remember his name.
Yeah,
Shoji? I think it's Shoji. No. Yes.
yeah.
Shoji.
I didn't really care for them too. It was all right. The pony girl, her she just sounds funny. Like I know they're trying to like she's learning Japanese, so she sounds weird. But like I don't know, I was not really with it.
Me
Um, it
neither.
it was kind of cool how she was able to grab them and like force them into the cell like in one move with her horns. I don't know if
Yeah,
you guys remember that.
I think even though like her quirk wasn't the greatest, I think she was like one of the more strategic people on the team, just because I don't know, like she was still thinking pretty far ahead. Like there was a part where like she takes Shoto as like essentially like a hostage, and she like goes up in the air,
Yeah,
and like she's holding him captive up there because like the guy that we keep forgetting his name on Class A, the hand guy, like he couldn't fly. So like she was able to be like, oh, like I know his I know his quirk, I know what he's capable of. I'm gonna do this instead, whether we win or lose. Like this is what I don't know. Like I didn't think she was gonna make it all the way to the end. I thought she was gonna be one of the first people to get caught. But she surprised me
right.
for sure.
It's really cool to see that she was able to pull something out like
Mm-hmm.
that. Someone who we here for sure didn't count they were gonna do much. Like you said, like we expected her to be gone, one of the first people to be gone,
Mm-hmm.
and she's kind of like she played a really big part towards the end. That the whole reason why they were even able to win because she was able to get them away from uh this guy's name, the arm guy, whatever his name
I think
is,
it's Shoji.
Shoji.
Mezzo Shoji, yeah.
Yeah. So like overall, it was good. Like the best parts were like Ida and the animation they were giving him. Like it was really cool to see him just really be out there and do what he can do. Like I can't. It gave his character. It almost brought life back to his character because for a while, Ida Kun was just that kind of like the joke class president. Let's see what wacky shit he's gonna say and do. You know, I kind of felt like that's where his character was going. Like, yes, they did have the big story arc with him and his brother, how he took over his brother's
Yeah.
legacy. But other than that, I kind of just felt like, hey, here's Ida Kun. Have him say some funny shit, and let's have him move around his arms like a robot. And it was really cool to see like uh him grow as a hero, but him also grow as a person. Like you really got a lot of that this episode. This was Ida Kun's episode, hands down.
Mhm.
Yeah, again, it also was really cool to see Icy Hot's and how he was also developing. It was a really good episode overall. But it just really got me hyped for the next episode too, because I want to see what Bakugo can do. Because apparently, like they were hinting like Bakugo has a lot like up his sleeve or whatever. This
Yeah, that he changed
for the
his
next
fighting
one.
style and everything like that, because that's what they were saying at
Yeah.
the end of the episode. But also one thing I did like, and I noticed when I was watching this last episode was when Pony decided to fly up into the air and just kind of just play out time. Um, Class B and Class A were discussing it on the side, and they were saying like, saving whoever you can and then waiting for reinforcements is also a valid strategy when it comes to being a
Mm-hmm.
hero. They're like, so in reality, she's not running. She's just being super strategic and knowing that, like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
I can do this. And even though we won't win, we won't lose either. So I might as well just take this because I'm the only one who's up to do anything. So, and I love the way she kind of thought about it. She's like, if I just grab who we have and I leave Todoroki to get woken up, he can use his ice and fire to get me up in the sky. But if he's up here with me while I'm holding on to him and he tries to make a move, I can literally just drop him.
Right.
So it's just like she thought of it like thoroughly, and then even the kids on the side, because I think some of them, no, it was the electric guy and then the guy that's usually buddies with them. I think it was Kirishima. Like, oh, why is she playing like that? She's playing like so like a scaredy cat and things like that. And then people jumped in and they're like, nah, man, like that's actually a valid strat when it comes to fighting villains. Like, just book it and guarantee your safety and your lives over potentially throwing it away and taking a 50-50 when you don't have to. So yeah, I really like the color commentary too, and I like that Vlad or Class B's teacher is just super biased towards them.
Yeah.
It's actually super
That's a lot
funny,
of
and I
fun.
like the
Yeah.
Class 1A's response was like, "Stop being biased. We need unbiased commentary."
No, it's great. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see the last two of these matches. I can't wait to see what Bakugo's gonna do, and of course, our main guy Deku show off. So I'm looking forward. This is definitely for me. I mean, I'm not watching a lot of anime this season just because that's the trend that I'm in right now, the habit that I'm in right now. But this is definitely the best show this season for me, at least.
Yeah, I'm also really enjoying it too. I'm really impressed by Class B. I didn't really think I was
Hmm.
gonna like them as much, just because they just have some characters that are just kind of annoying. But like this season so far, just they're they're really good. Like they're being, matched up with Class A, and we know they're great. We've seen them fight. But just, I mean, we've said it numerous times throughout these episodes, but Class B, like their quirks are amazing, and they're just because they haven't faced as many challenges as Class A, they're still bringing it every fight. And I was really impressed by like Mudman. Like I didn't really know much about him, but like he was one of the top people I felt like in Class B
Yeah.
this episode. And I was just really impressed, like to know just to see how fast he was able to think and his actions. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what the next episode's gonna be like. I'm a big fan of Bakugo, even though he's such a hothead, but I'm really excited to see what happens.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I 100% agree.
Yeah, I mean, anything whenever it involves Bakugo, I hate his attitude, but I just love the character. So
Yeah,
like,
same.
so anything involved with him is just great, and I know like a lot of the action scenes when it revolves Bakugo are really sick, just because of his abilities and the way he moves and uses his abilities. It's like I already know that they're probably gonna put in some good money into it, just like they did with Ida, um, during his scenes. Like clearly, Ida was MVP of that team, and then we already know that there's no way Bakugo isn't gonna be MVP, just because he is literally the number two guy, when it comes to Class 1A. So also I really like the setup that they're kind of doing for Todoroki, um, or Shoto. Like they're just setting him up for a big arc later on for himself too, and just getting stronger as well. So I just like that little tidbit too. So I don't know. We have a lot of good My Hero Academia up ahead. Definitely expect a another kind of setup episode, and then probably the conclusion. I don't know if you noticed, but they've been titling it like the conclusion of Fight 3 Class 1A versus Class 1B, like things like that. Like I've been noticing like the episodes just are titled the same, but it's like with like a few differences here and there.
Right. Yeah, pretty much. Like we keep saying it. It's a setup, and then there's the big payoff.
But yeah, I mean, with that said, I think we'll probably carry on from here. Oh, Rafa, it is time for anime swap. That also gets me every time.
He's Fruit Ninja.
He literally, that's ever since you said that, that's all I think about now. Well, Rafa, this is a big week for you.
Is it now?
Yeah, because you had us, myself and Renee, we had to watch Madoka Magica.
Madoka Magica, yes, sir.
Would you like to start, Renee, or do you want me to start? Up to you.
Do you mind starting?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah.
So right off the rip, Rafa, I'm gonna just give it to you straight. Aside from the old animation,
Okay.
I liked it.
Okay.
Flat and simple. I liked it. I could see why you told us to wait to episode 3.
It's important.
I like
wild.
It's
wild.
important.
Yeah,
Believe me.
like
I was yelling.
I knew there was a twist at it because I had told you, like, I had heard stuff about Madoka Magica, but holy shit, was I not expecting that? Like, quite literally, I did not expect this anime to be this way. Not only that, when they went into the, was that realm called something specific? I forget what.
Labyrinth? Is that it?
Yeah, I guess it was a labyrinth. Yeah,
Labyrinth. Yeah, it's like a witch world thing.
Yeah,
I don't remember the exact name for it.
That labyrinth, the animation of it, the way they made it look so like creepy and eerie, but then super colorful. Yeah. I loved that. That was like that. For me was like, okay, yeah, I like this anime. Like for episode 1 and 2, I'm like, okay, like you know.
This is exactly why I was like, and I know, and I don't want to like interrupt you guys while you guys are doing your review or whatever, but like this is the main reason why I was like, okay, guys, please, no matter what, watch episode 3 because it doesn't work without episode 3. Believe me, because when I first watched this, I watched episode 1 and 2, and I was like, what the fuck is this? What am I watching? You know, I was not on board at all, like you guys. When I watched the first episodes, I'm like, this is just some girly, magical girl anime. Like, what the fuck is this? I don't care about this shit. And then I finished episode 3, and I was like, yes, this is what I want. This is what I need. Madoka. I'm gonna let you guys continue, but what Madoka Magica does is literally a deconstruction of magical girls, of the magical girl genre. That's literally what this show's about. The deconstruction of that genre. So continue.
Yeah, I was not expecting that crazy shit. I know for a fact that episode 1 and episode 2 definitely, and I mean this in every way possible, I was not feeling that show.
Yes.
At all.
Yes.
And then episode 3 came around and it was like boom, and I was like, oh shit, okay, I see why.
That's the fucking chef's kiss right there. Because I'm telling you, we were on the same boat ride, Hector. I was just on the earlier one, you know. I was on the early boat ride. You came in right after me on the next boat ride, right behind me. Because I seriously was the same. I'm like, dude, this is boring. I don't fucking care for this. Like, and like it's great because it makes you think a certain way about the show. And then episode 3 comes in and and it literally kicks your expectations like right under your feet. Like it turns everything around on you.
Yeah, I mean, I would say from the jump, that anime was probably like a 2 out of 10 for me. Like episode 1 and 2. Yeah, no, I was not feeling it whatsoever.
Right.
And I mean, I feel like Rafa expected that. Like, I think you pretty much
No, yeah,
expected both of us to not like. Well, I don't want to say both of us, but you probably didn't expect us to like it
no,
much.
I did. I for sure 100% predicted that you guys were not going to like episode 1 and 2.
Yeah, which you weren't wrong, because I definitely didn't. And then episode 3 came around, and at least in my eyes, it shot up to like a 7 out of 10.
And he,
Oh wow, that's a pretty high rating.
Yeah,
it gets it gets so much better.
and that's and him
Ooh.
saying
It
that is the
gets
reason
so
why,
much
because
better.
I have heard like really good things about the story of Madoka Magica. Like I said, I knew there was a twist. I just didn't know where. Once Rafa said episode 3, I kind of figured.
It gets
Um,
so much.
But I have heard that it gets
better.
better, and it does become like a pretty good show later on. So that's why 7 out of 10 right now, because of the expectations that I have for the show.
So you only watched the first 3 episodes?
Yeah, I only watched the first 3 episodes because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't watch it till like I was gonna save it for Sunday, but then or not Sunday, yeah, Sunday, and then we were like, oh no, let's wait till Monday, Tuesday, and then yeah. But regardless, I ended up watching it like Monday,
Okay.
and yeah, I only watched the first 3 episodes, but that was 7 out of 10 for me, current score.
Okay.
Okay, I think it's my turn, right?
Yes.
All right. So, last week you had said that you recommended this to me because we were talking about Sailor Moon, and I'm a big
Yes.
fan of Sailor Moon. So you're like, oh, like you might like the show because it's like similar. So I was like,
No.
okay, or not like similar, but like
The
not
only reason I did it because they're both magical girl anime, and that's
right. Well, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
Yeah, not like
yeah.
similar in show, but anyways, yes. So I was like, okay, cool. So first of all, the intro is really awesome.
Isn't it?
I love the intro song. That song is
Yeah.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So right off the bat, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like this intro is awesome, right? I wasn't like in love with the way the characters were drawn. Like that was like the only downside of the show I felt like
Mhm.
was just they're young and I don't know how I felt about it, but then just the way they were drawn and it was like I'm like I'm not it's not like Sailor Moon. Like I know it's not Sailor Moon, but I was still kind of like comparing it.
Mm.
But then, like the first scene in episode 1, I think her name's Madoka.
Mhm.
She's like in this weird checkered like it's her dream. She's in this weird place and it looked really cool. Like it looked like there was some CG, but like it was like very dimensional and it was like some sort of maze thing. I'm like, "Oh, like this looks really cool. Like what's going on?" And she sees this like other girl off in the distance and she's trying to get to this girl right away. Like, I'm kind of like, ooh, like, what is happening? Like, who is this person? Who are these characters? And then she wakes up from her dream. I was like, okay, this is like an interesting start. Like, there's something mysterious happening. Um, I really, really enjoyed it. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much. Just because yes, it's an older anime, and I didn't love the way the characters looked, but I really did like the story. I love, Hector touched based on this a little bit, but like the witches like realms, like the art style change and it looked very like scrapbooky, like a
Yeah.
collage type thing. And that was like a really, really cool element that I've never really seen before in a show. So like just the combination of art styles I thought was pretty awesome. And I didn't recall you saying that it was gonna pick up in the third episode. So like the first 2 episodes were definitely slow, but like it was they were building the characters. You were learning more about the characters and what was like kind of happening. And then that the third episode um was super awesome,
Yes.
super sad at the same time. And
Yes.
to be honest, I felt like something bad was gonna happen just because of like the build up to. Can we talk about it? Can we spoil it, or are
Yeah,
we
go
not
ahead.
spoiling?
Spoil it. Spoil it. Yeah.
So you have her the blonde girl, Mommy, I think.
Mommy. Mm-hmm.
She's a third year at this in this their middle school, and she's like an experienced magical girl. And she kind of takes Madoka and her friend under her wing as like junior magical girls, essentially, just summarizing it up. And the third episode, Madoka is talking to her, and she's like, "Oh, like I want to like fight along your side. Like you're no longer alone. Like we're gonna fight together." and mommy's like all excited and happy, and she's taking on this witch with like
She like
so much.
showing off her
Yeah, she's
powers.
like,
Like,
look at me,
oh,
look at all my guns. I'm like, oh, this is great.
it's
Like,
so
oh, look
cute.
at the
Yes.
witch. Here's the witch. She kills it off with her massive gun, whatever thingy majigger, and the next thing you know, like the witch balloon, something came out of it, and it was this other thing, and it ends up eating her. I'm like, yo, I was all for it, sad, but all for it because like I didn't expect that to. I knew something was gonna happen, but I didn't think they were gonna take her, like she was gonna die right away.
Right.
That was crazy, and I appreciated that happened. But I didn't continue. I only watched the first 3 episodes just because I ran out of time. But Rafa, I think this was a good one. Like
Yes.
I I enjoyed it way more than Kaon.
To be fair, I mean, okay. I love Kaon, and I say this every single time. I will die on the Kaon hill, but Madoka Magica overall is a better show
I know,
on all levels.
but just because like you had recommended me Kaon, I'm like, and then you recommended, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this because you recommended Kaon. I'm like,
Oh,
I enjoyed it though.
my recommendations they never connect. I just whatever I feel like of that week, I'm gonna recommend you.
Yeah,
They never
but
connect. No, it's. I'm glad that you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys keep watching it because it gets better. It gets crazier. It gets everything about it. It just keeps going. Like the reason why I love the show so much is because of how it starts and how it switches things on you. Because at the beginning, at least for me, I thought, okay, it's just going to be a happy-go-lucky magical girl type show.
right.
That's the vibe you got from episode 1 and 2, and I'm telling you guys, I was ready to drop it going into episode 3. I was like, okay, this is it. If episode 3 sucks, if I don't enjoy it, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna drop it. Episode 3 came and it hit me like a truck, just like you guys did. I'm like, I am all about this show, and I kept watching it. And I'm telling you guys, if you like what episode 3 did, keep watching because
Hmm.
it just gets better and better as it goes, and it gets crazier as it goes. Hopefully, you guys do finish it because I mean, I love Madoka Magica. And
No, it's
yes,
really good.
I do agree with the art style because I am one who doesn't really get bothered by
Hmm.
art styles as much as you guys do, but I did have to kind of get used to that art style. The way they're drawn, they're kind of weird looking. They're the characters.
Yeah, I mean, they're young. I mean, they're in high school, like, so I understood like what they were going for, but like,
It was not
I don't
it.
know what it. Oh, I don't. The eyes. I don't know. Like, I don't really
Yeah,
know,
I don't
but
know.
I
It it looks weird,
wasn't
but
into it.
if you can get past that, you're gonna watch one of the best anime ever. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it was really enjoyable. I don't know. I'm really bad at rating things. Um, but just the first 3 episodes out of 10, I enjoyed it. I go to 6.5.
Solid rating. We take those above 50.
Yeah, 6.5 is good,
Yeah.
right? Like I would.
I mean, I haven't
We
ranked a
talk
lot higher, but that's because I know the show. I've seen all of the
right,
show.
and I'm just judging it from the first 3 episodes. The first couple of episodes were like okay, and then like yeah, like the way that the characters kind of look, I was kind of like but like still great story. Like I do want to keep watching it. So I feel like a 6.5, 7 would probably be
Like, and man, this show's
a
so
good
good.
area.
Like, there's so many more twists and turns, and like there's
It's
things
good.
oh man, and the animation's great. Like the whole thing. If you guys really like the whole thing with the witch, like the witch's
I love
world
that.
and the different art styles, that comes up a lot. That wasn't just this one type of thing. Like that happens a lot when witches are involved. The art
Hmm.
style changes, and I think for each witch that they end up fighting, I think each witch has his own specific art style, if I remember correctly.
I like that. I like that the witches didn't look like people or anything. Like they were just like these weird like images of things. Like I thought that was a
Yeah.
really clever way, or like a clever take on portraying them. Really cool. It was really cool.
Oh my god. I'm thinking of this is a specific plot point that I'm thinking about right now, and I wish you guys knew about it. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh, please, guys, please do
Okay.
me the favor, just keep watching this show. Please do me
Okay.
the favor, because like I'm telling you guys, like it gets so much better, and like the twists and turns that this show does, and like oh my god, the explanations they give you of certain things, it's just like, oh shit, it's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Oh, you're funny.
Oh, thank you.
But yes, intro song amazing, intro awesome, outro not a big fan. Not a big fan of the outro.
I don't remember the outro. I remember the
Mu-
intro.
Yeah, it's much softer than the intro song, and I'm not for it. So I was like, skip. But the intro, I let it play every time.
It's a good intro. I definitely listened to it the first time, and then after that, I was just like, all right, now time for the anime. Granted, it was definitely rough episode 2 because I'm like, I don't even like this show, and I got to listen to the intro again. Nah, fam. And then episode 3 was like, all right, respect.
Yeah, crazy. It was good. Really good. All right. How do we do this? Do I like just?
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, and with that, we move
Just
into
throw
our
it on
next
you?
recommendation. Just plop it on us. You know what I'm saying? What do you got
Right.
for us this week?
Okay, so I have not watched as nearly as much anime as you and Rafa, and that's okay. You know, I'm starting this anime journey. I'm watching a lot more now. But the show that I am gonna recommend you both, I've watched trailers of it. I haven't actually watched it. It's on my list. I have a Funimation account, and like one day I was just like adding things to my queue. So I was just watching all these trailers of these, different shows. I'm like, oh, like this looks cool. Like I'm gonna, I'll put it in my queue. So this is a show from my list that I'm pretty interested in. And I don't know if you guys have heard of it. Hopefully you haven't, because I wouldn't really have another anime for you to recommend. But it's called Gangsta. Have you guys heard of it? No.
I've actually wanted to watch this, and I never have. So now I have a reason to watch it.
Cute. Have you heard of it, Rafa? No.
It
Have you
sounds
seen it?
familiar. It sounds familiar. Nothing. It doesn't ring. Nothing rings the top of
Okay.
my head though.
Phew. Okay, cool. 'Cause I was like, oh my god, I really don't know what else to recommend. So it's on Funimation, and it came out in 2015. There's only one season for it, and then a little like synopsis is: in a city filled with sin and scandal, Warwick and Nicholas have made a name for themselves as men who can get the job done. It's an action adventure drama. I started watching the first episode and I got pretty hooked. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be watching it with you guys. I never seen it, but it definitely caught my eye, and I thought it was just worth recommending, just because it seemed pretty interesting. So, Gangsta.
All right.
Yeah, and I think there's a manga too as part of, like, I didn't read it, but there's a manga as well.
I'm sure there is, but I mean, yeah, like I definitely have never watched this show. I have, like I said, I've always had it on my list to watch because I have seen it before, and I'm like, oh, this looks pretty cool. Like, it might be something I'll enjoy, and I don't mean this in a bad way. Now I have to watch it, so I'm definitely excited to get into it. And with that, I think we're chilling now. I think that has brought us to the finito, the end, the conclusion to this week's episode of the pod.
It looks like it.
Yes, indeed. Now, everybody, thank you so much again for tuning in to this week's episode. If you guys have any suggestions, recommendations, or anything like that, feel free to drop it in the comments down below. We love interacting with you guys, and you just might get a shout out in the next episode if you do drop a comment or say something or do anything like that. So feel free to do so. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Send this out to all your anime friends. Retweet us when we tweet out on the Bento Boxcast Twitter. as well as put us on a fleet on Twitter. Put us on your story on IG. Yeah, just do that. Share us out there. Let's spread the anime love. And of course, with that being said, let's give our final little shout outs. And I want to shout out Artisan Gamer. Artisan Gamer has a variety and a nice, great, fabulous selection of pieces. This week, I'm going to change up my favorite. My favorite is the Animal Crossing coasters. Specifically, hear me out, the one with the green and the raccoon on it. That one legit is my favorite. And not going to lie, I've been thinking about getting back into Animal Crossing.
You should. I love Animal Crossing.
I've been looking for games to play. Granted, I've been playing Mass Effect as of late, but yeah. Let's see. What else could I shout out? Ooh, I also want to shout out. This should hopefully go up tomorrow morning. And if you are listening to this on the day it releases, I will be streaming on twitch.tv/ultra_vman. We are back at it this week with the streams. So keep a lookout for that. And also, yes, follow Rafa on twitch.tv/RafaBotGaming. He's there. When he'll stream again, hopefully soon. But besides that, Rafa, do you have any final shout-outs to give out yourself?
If you guys are interested in any more podcasts to listen to, if something else you want to listen to that, I'm involved in, I also do a podcast with Alex and John. They're two of our friends here at the Bento Boxcast. That is the Playing Pod with Alex, John, and Rafa, where we talk about mostly video games, but then, whatever else comes to mind, any shenanigans we get ourselves into. Please go check it out. It's on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the streaming platforms. It's a lot of fun. Every Monday it comes out early in the morning. So great way to start the work week with some goofy podcast fun we do there.
Mm-hmm. Also, guys, for those of you that have been keeping up with our schedule date, these past few weeks have been kind of all over the place. But don't worry, we'll get back to a regularly weekly schedule. But just bear with us, right? It might be this week, it might be next week, but we'll see. All right, guys, so just keep that in mind, and we will see you guys on the next one. Make sure to come back because you need your weekly anime dosage. All right, guys, goodbye.
Bye.